We work 40 plus hours a week. I work about 50, really more if you count other things I do, but I'm talking about pure work. We come home exhausted, burnt out, just trying to get any tiny bit of relaxation. And what do we get for it? Rent prices through the roof, car prices through the roof, gas is through the roof. And then at the end of it, they tell you, oh, you're not working hard enough. Maybe you should get a second job. And that's where I kind of back out, because at some point we got to take a stand. Our whole lives are not meant to just be working. And even if we are working our entire lives, we're not even getting ahead. At least if we were working our entire lives, we should at least see something for it at some point. But now it just feels like we're just doing it for the lulz. We're just doing it so that we can say that we're adults. You're not really building much money. Even the money you build doesn't really matter, because they could just take your job away and you'll be back broke again. Something's gotta change, because there's just no way to get ahead. And they can't just keep blaming us and let that be the answer. It's not that we're just not working hard enough. It's that you can't get ahead. This system isn't designed for that. And I think it's becoming more apparent as each day goes on how much our work doesn't really matter. It might matter for these companies, but for us it doesn't really matter. This is one of the few times in my life where I am working a job and I am able to get somewhat ahead. But it doesn't even feel like it. I'm trying to do things, I'm doing things here, but nothing just seems to pan out, because everything's just too difficult. I don't know what the next move is, but it can't go on like this. And for the few people that do make money, let's say elsewhere, or that are doing okay, you gotta constantly be on guard, because the money, the well might stop very soon, overnight. And then what? You're back to looking for another job. I don't know why it had to be when I turned an adult that everything went to shit, but here we are. Sometimes I wonder how a system like this could even be created. You ever notice that no matter what, the system still survives through all this crap? Through all the lies and money printing and all this stuff, we still have to be relying on this system. And the only way is really to start your own business, but the sad truth is, it's not easy to start a business. They don't make it easy. We're just stuck getting by. And we're taught to fight against each other, so you can't even work with your family or friends, because that's not how the system wants it to go down. They'll say you guys are losers for working together, or hey, you shouldn't do this because of this, and we just take the bait. You know, although I do have my place of my own, I feel like if my family would have just worked together, we could have had something where people could get ahead, but instead people want their own space. They don't want you to live with them, or they don't want you to figure something out. It's funny how we're all broke, but we're all just a burden on each other, you know? Oh, I don't want this person living with me or something because I want my own space, which I understand. But it's getting to the place where if it's not like five of you in one house, you're probably not going to get ahead because you need more people on your side. But that's just not how the system's set up. They want us all to be on our own so that we all got to pay rent. We all got to be on this tightrope, and we all can't help each other. It just feels nearly impossible to get ahead in this life. And it makes you wonder, what are we doing? We're all just trying to be independent. And by trying to be independent, we all just get screwed over. I would like to find somebody to work with, but that also seems nearly impossible. I think this country's just gonna go downhill. And to some level I'm okay with that. But I just don't get why it feels nearly impossible for anybody to get ahead. Maybe you guys can let me know. I'll see you guys later. Peace.